At women's golf, some scandals have gone beyond the game, sparking debates and leaving a lasting impact on the sport. From rule violations that changed championships to off-course drama that shook the golf world, these moments have sparked outrage and forced some tough questions about fairness and sportsmanship. So get ready for the 10 biggest scandals in women's golf. Moments that'll make you think, did that really just happen? Starting with number 1 at the Solheim Cup in 2000, the disqualification drama of Annika Sörenstam on the 2000 Solheim Cup. It's got all the drama, excitement, and controversy you could ask for. Picture this, Annika chips in a birdie on the 13th hole and Europe is in the driver's seat as the crowd cheers. But then, surprise, surprise. The American team, led by Captain Pat Bradley, points out that Annika had played out of turn. Now, in most casual rounds, it's a small reminder, but in the high-pressure Solheim Cup, it's a game-changer. Well, despite protests from the Europeans, the officials ruled that Annika had to replay her shot. Unfortunately for her, she couldn't match the earlier magic, as lightning never strikes in the same place twice. She missed the shot, and the Americans capitalized, winning the match. Needless to say, the controversy shocked the golf world, raising serious questions about fairness, sportsmanship, and whether strict rule enforcement can sometimes overshadow the spirit of the game. It's still a raging debate to this day. Up next on number 2, Lexi Thompson's heartbreaking 2017 penalty. The year 2017, the person, Lexi Thompson, cruising toward victory at the ANA Inspiration, she was on the verge of pulling off something incredible. But then, disaster struck, and in the most bizarre, gut-wrenching way imaginable. Of all things, a television viewer spotted a violation from the previous day and emailed the officials. Turns out Lexi had incorrectly replaced her ball on the 17th green, resulting in a 4-shot penalty, 2 for the ball placement and 2 more for signing an incorrect scorecard. Well, in an instant, her 2-shot lead became a 2-shot deficit. She didn't back down and she fought through the emotional bitterness and she forced a 5-way tie at the top. It was absolutely awful, but you know what? Really showcased her determination and her resilience. On third, the 2019 Backstopping Controversy. Okay, backstopping, it sounds innocent enough, but in 2019 it became one of the most hotly debated terms in golf. The drama started during a tournament in Thailand involving Amy Olsen and Arya Jutanagarn. Olsen's chip shot hit Jutanagarn's unmarked ball, possibly giving Olsen's ball a little extra roll toward the hole. Everything would have been fine, except the two players even bumped fists, and a lot of people began to wonder if this was just the players wishing each other good luck, or if it was something else. Yeah, they both instantly denied any form of foul play, saying that they do it to maintain the flow of the game. Still, the incident did spark an online frenzy. Was this clever gamesmanship, or was it borderline cheating? The controversy ignited a larger debate about the ethics of golf and whether backstopping is a fair strategy or something that compromises the game's integrity. And so we move on to number 4, the Dottie Pepper's hot mic moment. Oof. Okay, sometimes controversy isn't about what happens on the course. In 2007, Dottie Pepper, a former pro turned commentator, learned this the hard way. During the Solheim Cup, she thought her mic was off and vented her frustration about the US players, calling them choking freaking dogs. But the mic was still live and her comment was broadcast to viewers worldwide. As you can imagine, that backlash was immediate, with US fans furious over her harsh words. As a former player herself, she was expected to support her team, not criticize them. Pepper apologized, explaining that her frustration got the best of her. It's a sharp reminder of the importance of being careful when live on air. Next up on number 5, Michelle Wie's dress code controversy. The LPGA in 2017 was involved in a dress code scandal. Here it banned clothing that exposed cleavage. It also banned leggings and anything that is short below the knee or too form-fitting. In essence, anything that didn't scream traditional golf wear. For many, including Michelle Wie, the rules felt outdated and sexist, especially when male golfers were not held to the same standards. The dress code sparked a fierce debate about sexism and body shaming in women's sports, with critics arguing that it focused too much on appearance rather than skill. Some people said that it was to give the illusion of a more professional look. Although some rules were later changed, the debate continued and people seemed to disagree with how the LPGA handled it because it didn't fit today's trend in sports. Next up at number 6 is the locker room disaster. Okay, in 2023, the Hilton Grand Vacations Tournament of Champions became a PR disaster for the LPGA. Now this is because players were forced to change in parking lots. Yeah, parking lots, where people were rummaging through their cars for groceries. This embarrassing incident underscored the ongoing inequality between men's and women's sports. Would the Masters champions ever be asked to change in a parking lot? As you can imagine, the backlash was pretty swift, with players voicing their frustration on social media about the lack of respect for female athletes. It was a stark reminder that while women's sports have made progress, there's still a lot of work to be done to ensure equal treatment. And on number 7, Nelly Korda's missed putt controversy. During the 2021 Solheim Cup, another controversy was born when Nelly Korda's putt on the 13th hole became the center of attention. The ball came to rest on the tip of the cup, and Malene Sackstrom, thinking the ball had stopped, picked it up and tossed it back to Korda. However, officials ruled that Sackstrom had acted too quickly and hadn't given the ball the full 10 seconds to potentially drop into the hole. Well, this ruling gave Korda an eagle, and what would have been a tied hole turned into a win for the Americans. Needless to say, Sackstrom was not happy. The whole thing has reignited the discussion around the rules of golf and the role of the officials. In the end, it was just another reminder that golf is a game of inches. Sometimes those inches can make all the difference in the world. Next on 8 is the Lydia Co. 7 penalty strokes incident. In 2023, Lydia Ko, one of the most consistent and successful players on the tour, was hit with a shocking 7 penalty strokes during the Dana Open. What was the cause of the penalty? Ko had mistakenly thought she was allowed to improve her ball position on certain holes, a rule that she misinterpreted. As you can imagine, the penalties completely wrecked her round, knocking her from contention to the bottom of the leaderboard. This incident was especially jarring because Ko is known for her precision and focus, and seeing a player of her caliber fall victim to such a costly error kind of felt like a little bit of a wake-up call. Honestly, golf's rulebook can be brutal, and even the top players can make mistakes. The penalties in golf can often be punishing, with very little room for leniency. And this was a harsh reminder of how unforgiving the sport can be. Next up on 9, Jackie Pung's disqualification disaster. Okay, one of the most heartbreaking moments in golf history took place in 1957 when Jackie Pung was disqualified from the US Women's Open after what appeared to be a victory. Pung had edged out Betsy Rawls by a single stroke, only for officials to drop the bombshell that she'd signed an incorrect scorecard. The mistake? Well, turns out her playing partner had written down the wrong number for one hole, a technicality that led to Pung's disqualification even though her score was correct. The entire golf world was stunned. Fans rallied around Pung, raising money for her, but it couldn't undo the devastating blow. This incident remains one of the most tragic moments in the sport's history, reminding us of the fine line between triumph and heartbreak in golf. Last but not least, on number 10, Carlota Ciganda's slow play penalty in 2023. Okay, so the 2023 Evian Championship saw Carlota Ciganda hit with a slow play penalty after her group failed to make up time after receiving a warning. She appealed the penalty but was denied, and to make matters even worse, she was disqualified after signing an incorrect scorecard. The controversy sparked discussions about the fairness of slow play penalties in golf and how they impact the game's dynamics. Slow play is a huge issue in professional golf. But was this penalty justified, or was it just a little too harsh? Well, that debate continues to rage on. There's no doubt that these moments are some of the most shocking and controversial in women's golf history. From disqualifications to dress code debates, each incident raised some questions about fairness and the treatment of female athletes. So, what are your thoughts? Were these controversies handled correctly, or were the players unfairly treated? Let us know what you think in the comments below, because women's golf is never short on drama, and this story is far from over.